What's going on, everyone out there in YouTube land? So today we're going to check out a single coil RDA, this one coming from Blitz, and this is called the Ghoul. Yes, the Ghoul. Sitting on top of this tobeco mod that I got a few days ago. I think it's called the tobeco V. Performing really, really well. So I got a single coil in here, and I believe it's a framed alien coil, if I'm reading this correctly. Is it say framed? Yes, framed alien coil from Squirming Coils. This gentleman actually sent over his coils a long time ago, and I just now got around to using them and checking them out. I will have a link to his Instagram page. You want to check out some of his coil builds. Really awesome guy. So I got the framed alien on here. Only got it set to 40 watts. Got some of the delicious strawberry, the one from the Beard Vape Co. loaded up. And we're going to have a vape off this single coil that performs like a dual coil. Crazy, man. Crazy how these single coil RDAs are performing as good as dual coil RDAs lately. This is just amazing. Very, very nice. Now, the Ghoul was sent over directly by Blitz for the purpose of this review. If you guys are looking to pick one up or check one out after the video, I will have some links posted in the description. Going price for this RDA, only $25.99. So let's have a closer look at the Ghoul RDA, this one coming from Blitz. Quick look at the presentation box. There you go. Inside the box, you're going to get the Ghoul RDA that will include 2 drip tips. You'll get a frosted white clear drip tip and this carbon fiber looking tip. They're going to toss in this pretty interesting looking tool, and I have no clue what it is, but I'm assuming it's a flathead screwdriver. Spare parts bag that will contain O-rings, post screws, a bottom feeding 510 pin. You will also get a 510 drip tip adapter and a ceramic block. Now, the Ghoul RDA is available in a matte black finish, as you can see here. It also comes in stainless steel. It measures 22.5 millimeters at the base, and then it bumps out to almost 24 millimeters around the barrel section. At the top, they're going to include this white frosted acrylic 810 drip tip. Nice, comfortable tip, little low profile. And they also include the 810 Cobra drip tip, which has like a carbon fiber kind of look to it. Of course, you can use all your own standard 810 drip tips, and they do include the 510 adapters, so you can use all your own standard 510 drip tips. On the front, we do have the Ghoul logo engraved into the finish. Now, this one is a single coil RDA, but we do have dual airflow control on here. And the airflow is kind of interesting. I mean, it's a typical airflow system, but we're going to have 2 different air slots. We're going to have one air slot that comes in straight from the side and hits the coil, and that one's going to measure 6 millimeters. And then we're going to have one that comes in through the post that measures around 3 millimeters. And real quick, let me just show you the way this works. You're going to have it screwed down to a device in order to adjust the airflow, because you're going to have to turn the actual barrel section itself. So to adjust it, what you're going to do is just turn the cap like so, and just keep turning it. And of course, you can close it off, have it half open like so. And then to run it fully open, we're going to keep turning it. That's going to be actually open right there. And you're probably wondering, well, no, that's closed. But no, it's open. If you look on this side, you'll see the air hole is wide open on this side. And on this side, it may seem like it's closed off, but if we pop off the cap, got some really nice tight O-rings on here, you'll see there's 2 holes, but it's milled out in the center. So that way the airflow pulls in and evenly distributes to the 2 air holes that go through the post, which is pretty interesting. So don't be thrown off and think that the airflow is actually shut off on that side. It's not. Along the bottom, we're going to have the Ghoul RDA designed by Blitz with a serial number, all laser etched into the finish. In the center, we do have a gold-plated 510 pin that does stick out. I believe that's far enough to safely use on a hybrid. What do you think? And, of course, they do include in a spare parts bag the gold-plated squonk pin if you want to use it on your squonking device. Machine work on the top cap. They did a really good job. No sharp edges. The holes are cut out nice and evenly. And the finish, I'm not sure the exact type of finish they're using, but I don't believe it's anodized, which means you want to be careful using this in an ultrasonic cleaner because it might possibly take the finish off. So if you clean it, just wash it by hand. But overall, the machine work on the build deck and the top cap, very nicely done. Now checking out the build deck, this is where things get kind of interesting. We have a 20mm stainless steel build deck. We have a single post design. There's going to be your post. And we have a ceramic clamp. And I know what you're thinking. A ceramic clamp, that's a bad idea. The clamp's going to crack. I thought the same thing. And when I've built on it quite a few times, I've cranked this screw head down really, really tight, purposely trying to crack this ceramic block, and I was not able to crack it. So this ceramic is actually pretty chunky, and it's pretty durable. So far, so good on the ceramic. We do have this one large gold-plated flathead post screw. The juice well on here is fairly deep. It's a 7mm deep juice well, but you want to keep in mind, even though the juice well is 7mm deep, the air holes are going to be quite lower, as you can see there. So you don't want to fill it up or squonk past these air holes on the bottom right there. They are using a peak insulator to separate the negative from the positive. And the way they did this, here's your negative post, here's your positive post. Now, if they were to use a stainless steel clamp, of course, clamping it down would have completely short this thing out. But by using a ceramic block, and there's no current running through it, they're able to touch the negative and the positive post together, which was kind of genius, actually. So we're going to toss a build on here really quick. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to build on this thing, but pretty much what you're going to do is just take your coil, and you're just going to lay it down in here, and you could see the distance here is going to be roughly probably about 10mm, I think. So you could fit pretty much any size diameter coil in here. You could just lay it right down inside there like so, and you want to point it slightly above the air holes, but of course directly in the center. I've noticed that having it pulled up slightly higher than the air holes gives off a really, really good vape. So for this build, I'm going to be using a coil that was sent over by Squirming Coils. This guy makes some pretty awesome coils. I'll have a link to his Instagram page in the description. Not sure if he has a website, but if he does, I'll leave that in the description also. And not sure exactly what these are, but I think he has a description of the coil. There we go. Frame Aliens 0.13. So we're just going to use one coil out of this little tube here, and hopefully this goes pretty easy and my camera stays focused. Here's a look at the coil real quick for you guys, for those out there that love the coil porn. Very nice looking coils, man, very beautiful. So pretty much all we have to do is take that funky looking tool and loosen up the post screw so we can loosen up that ceramic block, and then all we're going to do is just take the coil, lift up the block. The coil should slide right in, but you guys know me, I'm always a little shaky, a little too much caffeine, a little too much sugar, a little too much love, baby, yeah. Now once you slide it in, you can go ahead and position the coil where you want it. You don't need to cut the leads. You can actually cut the leads after you screw it down, or you can pre-cut the leads, whatever's easier for you, but go ahead and just kind of position the coil where you want it. I'm going to say about maybe about right there. So I fixed the coil, got it all nice and neat. I cut my leads on the back, and really super easy to build on. I know I always make things look really complicated and like I'm struggling. I technically am struggling, but this is really easy to build on. I just make things look too complicated. So once you got the coil in there, go ahead and figure out what height you want to go with. I'm going with slightly above the air hole. Grab some cotton and just wick it up. Got it all nice and wicked. Let's grab some liquid. Let's prime that coil. Let's juice up that cotton. And we should be ready to roll. Don't you just love the way that looks when you put juice on a coil and you quickly press the button, how it just sucks the juice into the coil? I love the way that looks. I don't know why. It just looks so, it feels so satisfying. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for the up close and personal with the Ghoul. Let's jump back up. Let's have a vape, shall we? Now if you guys remember the previous Blitz RTA that I reviewed that was using the ceramic block in the build deck, I think I was one of the only reviewers that didn't like it. And I didn't like it for the ceramic. The ceramic was too small, too brittle. It was porous. I was worried about it, you know, like I was worrying about little particles, inhaling particles. I was worried about it breaking. I had issues with it, so I was not a fan of the ceramic. Blitz was nice enough to continue to send me products after that. Thumbs up to Blitz for doing so. They weren't too butthurt about it. And when I got this in the mail, popped the top cap, I'm like, oh my God, here we go again with the ceramic. But I will say the ceramic this time around is much, much better. Nice chunky piece of ceramic. It's polished, so you don't have to worry about any kind of particles breaking off of it. And when I got it and I put a build on it, I actually have another one that I've been vaping on. I cranked down that screw as tight as possible, hoping I would crack that ceramic, just to kind of prove people wrong, but I could not break the ceramic. And even in the up close, when I built on this one, you guys seen I bent the screwdriver and still didn't crack it. So I'm real confident on the ceramic they're using on the Ghoul. I don't have to worry about it at all. So very happy with it. They do include the two 810 drip tips for the 810 drip tip lovers out there, and they do include the 510 adapter for 510 lovers like myself. I am currently using a 510 drip tip on there. The airflow options on here, really nice smooth airflow. It's not loud, it's not whooshy, it's not turbulent. Love the way they did the airflow. Love the airflow that's coming through the post. The flavor on this RDA, depending on the build, puts off amazing flavor. It vapes like a dual coil. I only have a single coil in here at 40 watts, and this thing is putting out like a dual coil. So the vape, the flavor, the airflow is amazing on this thing. I'm going to have a quick vape, and I'm going to shut my mouth really quick. Shh, quiet, don't talk. Oh my God, it's so good. So the only complaint I really have when it comes to the airflow is I wish the air holes were a little higher up on the build deck or the top cap, because we had that 7 millimeter deep juice well. Since the air holes are pretty low, if you're not careful or if you over drip, this one will leak out of the side air hole. The side where the air comes in through the post, that doesn't leak at all. It's the other hole that leaks. So you got to be careful not to over drip on this one. But if the holes are raised up a little taller, we could avoid that. But, you know, I'm pretty careful these days with over dripping, so I haven't had really any problems with that. Building on it is a breeze. I love these RDAs and these RTAs that are coming out recently, and they're so much easier to build on, especially for the newer builders out there. Now, I usually don't do builds in my videos because it's really hard for me to do builds on camera, and I probably made it seem pretty complicated, but it's simple. Just raise up the block, slide the coil in, clamp it down, you're done. You don't need to pre-cut your leads. You can actually cut the leads after you're done mounting it. So building on it is super easy. Wicking it's really super easy. All in all, this thing is an awesome, awesome RDA. I have not tried it in squonking mode, but I'm assuming it's going to perform the exact same way. I'll just have the ability to squonk. So yeah, if you're in the market for a single coil that performs like a dual coil, if you don't mind the ceramic, definitely check out the Ghoul. You guys will like it. This thing's pretty awesome, and I've been enjoying it. I'll probably continue to enjoy it. Yeah, it's a winner. I'm going to put the squonking pin in here and probably use it on a bottom feeder. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for you today on the Ghoul. Please, if you have any comments or questions, leave them below. Please hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to everyone very, very soon. Make sure you guys build safe and vape on.